Oh, do I have any charter making stamps on board?
Well, just so you know, these vessels were built around the last time the Leafs won the Stanley Cup.
And that was in 1967, folks. So these were built in the early 60s. They're very old vessels that are making a lot of interesting noises. That's all natural, of course.
they took to get here to better understand what it was like to immigrate. And it looks like we have at least one person who's done that himself. Would you like to share with us where you immigrated from and when you came to Canada?
Came from Italy in 69, March of 69 with my mom and dad and my younger sister.
Possibility that people immigrating from Africa would make sense to come through the east coast of Canada as well. However, Canada's immigration system was very discriminatory until the late 1960s. And so people coming from Africa were often denied entry to Canada, and the reason given would be that they couldn't adapt to the climate of Canada. So we're talking about European immigration because it was almost impossible to come from elsewhere at this point. But you can see behind me, this is only about half the total number of ships that made that. It was usually pretty brief to reclaim any big trunks or larger luggage that had been checked in the hold of the ship during your travel. And do you remember, did your family have anything confiscated?
No.
No? Okay.
We were all legal.
Yeah. The reason I ask is that a lot of people brought food with them back then. And like today, food was confiscated by customs for fears of agricultural pests coming into Canada. And so